Now, by satellite, KOAT-7 in Albuquerque joins Headline News for the latest news, sports, and weather. KOAT-7, New Mexico's #1 choice for news.
Wade ruling. First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton marked the day with a speech to the National Abortion Rights Action League. She announced the Clinton administration will seek $4.5 million to beef up security at clinics where abortions are performed. The money would be used for alarm systems, bulletproof windows, and closed-circuit camera systems. On his 85th official trip abroad, Pope John Paul II again is making a visit to Mexico. John Paul is extremely popular in the largely Roman Catholic country, and people are already gathering at a basilica for the papal mass Saturday. The Pope will stay in Mexico City for 5 days before going on to St. Louis, Missouri. There he'll meet with President Clinton. President Clinton is asking Congress for $10 billion to fight terrorism. He cited a litany of terrorist attacks on Americans, including the bombings of the U.S. embassies in East Africa last summer. The money would help prevent attacks with biological agents, nerve gas, or weapons of mass destruction. The president says the United States must be prepared to combat a new kind of terrorism.
We must be ready. Ready if our adversaries try to use computers to disable power grids, banking, communications, and transportation networks, police, fire, and health services, or military assets. More and more, these critical systems are driven by and linked together with computers, making them more vulnerable to disruption.
The president proposed developing a cyber core program to prevent attacks on U.S. computer systems. The punishment for drunk driving is going up in New York City. We'll explain after the extended national weather forecast.
This is meteorologist Valerie Voss with your CNN Headline News weather forecast for Saturday. 2 low-pressure centers will track northeastward through the eastern United States Saturday, producing some potentially severe storms in the southeast and causing some flood problems from the Tennessee Valley through the Ohio River Valley. Behind the system, we'll see snow across the western Great Lakes. Meanwhile, a storm in the west will produce some heavy mountain snow, also some heavy rains into central California, and some strong and gusty winds. High temperatures on Saturday, a little cooler across the north-central U.S., teens and 20s, but it stays warm on the east coast as that cold front pushes slowly eastward. Looking ahead to Sunday, rainy, wet weather on the east coast with some snow moving into the northern plains. Then on Monday, we'll see snow showers around the Great Lakes with rain continuing in central and southern California. For Tuesday, it's wet in the west but dries out in the east. Temperatures still pretty mild across the south. Don't forget, 4-day forecast, 7,200 cities on CNN Interactive at CNN.com.
One more reason to lay off the double cheeseburgers and ice cream. Researchers at UCLA say reducing the number of calories consumed during a lifetime by about 30% may help people live longer. They say established research on mice shows mild starvation helps the body resist aging. Researchers saw similar physiological changes in the 8 people sealed inside the Biosphere 2 experiment 8 years ago. When they ran low on food, participants' body weight, blood pressure, and cholesterol all dropped. Former Vice President Dan Quayle is already hitting the campaign trail. He told a conservative Republican conference he believes he's the best qualified candidate for president in 2000. He also called President Clinton and Vice President Gore New Age socialists. Quayle announced Thursday he's forming an exploratory campaign committee. The New York Police Department has a new initiative aimed at punishing drunken drivers. It can be summed up in 2 words: zero tolerance. Deborah Faure explains.
People who drink and drive may want to think twice before getting behind the wheel in New York City. The police department has issued a sober warning. Anyone caught driving under the influence will have their car taken away on the spot. And if found guilty, the driver loses the car forever. New York City's police commissioner Howard Safir is using a forfeiture law that allows cops to seize any weapon used in a crime. Maureen Ricardella, whose family was hit by a drunk driver and who still suffers from injuries, says it's about time.
Drinking drivers are using their vehicles as weapons. And in no other situation would the police take the weapon from a violent felon and then hand it back to him.
By seizing cars, police hope to cut down on the number of fatalities. Last year, 31 people in New York City were killed by drunk drivers, and more than 6,000 drivers were arrested with too much alcohol in their bloodstream.
The police department currently confiscates cars of drug dealers and people who pick up prostitutes. At least one attorney says confiscating the cars of drunk drivers is in some ways redundant.
That's because if found guilty, drunk drivers lose their licenses anyway. Lawyers also question the legality of the move.
Now the commissioner on his own is announcing a new punishment. And that would be an additional punishment to what the law really provides for.
23 states have laws allowing police to confiscate or impound cars of drunk drivers, though usually it applies to repeat offenders. And police would seize rental cars, leased cars, and personal cars. Only cars that belong to someone else will be returned. So do New Yorkers think the penalty is too extreme?
Drunk drivers are very dangerous people. They kill people.
Personally, I just think that it's the city trying to take control of the people.
How much value are you going to place on, personal injury in, someone's life?
New York City's police are expected to start the crackdown in February. Deborah Faure for CNN, New York.
The managed healthcare industry is ailing. We'll tell you why next to Consumer News. First, a short break, then our top stories.
CNN Headline News, 24-hour non-stop headlines.
New Mexico, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year has arrived. Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado. Bigger with the largest interior. Faster with the most powerful V8 of any pickup truck. Stronger. More payload than Ford or Dodge. Smarter. Available auto track automatically shifts to four-wheel drive if you lose traction. Bigger. Faster. Stronger. Smarter. Get one before they're all gone. Only at your Mexico Chevy dealers.
If your friends don't accuse you of having discovered the fountain of youth, then you won't owe us a dime, guaranteed. Apollo Hair Systems invites you to get excited about having hair again. We'll simply make you look the way you want to look. Call Apollo today for a free information kit to find out how you can improve your appearance. And remember, if your friends don't accuse you of having discovered the fountain of youth, then you won't owe us a dime, guaranteed. Call Apollo today, 292-5955.
This month at Melloy Dodge in Albuquerque, the forecast is the same every day. It's a price freeze. Hi, I'm Ava Harvey. And price freeze means that we're selling 99 model Dodges for the same price as last year. For example, our 6-cylinder family-size Caravans are only $17,988. And we've got rebates up to $2,000 on new conversion vans. Plus this month, 0 down deliveries. How do we sell them so cheap? It's easy. Volume selling, that's the key, and that's Melloy Dodge.
Driving in New Mexico is getting more and more and more complicated. If you're in an accident, you should take some immediate steps. Call an ambulance if necessary. If practical, don't move the vehicles until the police arrive. Get the names, addresses, and telephone numbers of witnesses. Obtain the other driver's name, address, and insurance information. And if injured, seek medical attention.
Wine and Ford, serving New Mexico.
New Mexico, it's on now. Quick Start Challenge 99 at Chalmers Ford. 300 vehicles, 300 lucky people. Ranger Super Cab 4x4s, choose from 18, all $99 a month. You heard right, $99 for a loaded Ranger Super Cab 4x4. Winstars, $189 a month. Escorts over 60 available, all with $1,500 rebate. Make no down payment. Even full-size Super Cabs, discounts as much as $6,000. Quick Start Challenge 99 at Chalmers Ford. Don't wait long or it'll be gone.
Checking our top stories, Chief Justice William Rehnquist posed questions asked by senators in President Clinton's impeachment trial. West Virginia Senator Robert Byrd says he'll introduce a motion to dismiss the charges against the president because he believes there aren't enough votes for conviction. The president will visit Arkansas Sunday to inspect the damage from Thursday night's tornadoes. Mr. Clinton's former home, the governor's mansion, was in the path of the storm. And President Clinton is asking Congress to allocate almost $10 billion to defend the country against terrorism. Those stories and more in 15 minutes. Concerns over the continuing Brazilian economic crisis helped push blue-chip stocks on Wall Street sharply lower Friday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 143 points to close at 9120. The managed healthcare industry is under fire in the courts and in the court of public opinion. Charles Molyneux reports on the challenges HMOs are facing.
Aetna's $120 million defeat over a cancer patient whose treatment it refused to pay for was a rare one. Liability claims against HMOs are limited by law, and David Goodrich's family was allowed to sue Aetna because, as a government employee, he was an exception. But strategists say it's another blow to a rattled sector.
Hospital companies and HMOs have just been, profitability has been an issue, but the threat of litigation is also always an issue, and it tends to keep price-earnings ratios lower, and as long as you're paying attorney's fees, it also tends to cut into your profit.
Managed care stocks fell 37% between April of 1998 and August on growing concerns about liability issues, shrinking profits, and rising medical costs. The stocks regained some ground in the fall on news that several major providers would raise their premiums. Strategists expect that increase will show up on HMO bottom lines in the first quarter.
Everyone's going to be excited because it's going to exceed probably 6%. The downside of that, however, is we see cost trends increasing quite fast also, and I wouldn't be surprised to see cost trends coming in nearly the 6% range also.
Industry analysts predict a stormy 1999 for managed care companies, which will be much tougher on some of them than others.
The three major managed care companies, Aetna, Cigna, and United, are the best positioned to weather these storms, but the storm can be very severe from a smaller company point of view or for a company that's just focused on one region or one city.
And all year, attention will be called to the courts, as well as threats of new HMO regulation by the White House and Congress. Each new trial balloon could bring new swings for HMO stocks. And analysts say any move to expand HMO liability, which is part of some patients' rights proposals, would be a time bomb for the sector. Charles Molyneux, CNN Financial News, New York.
Latrell Sprewell finds a new home in the NBA. Headline Sports is next.
CNN Headline News, 24-hour non-stop headlines.
At the Desert Mountain Agency, we make it easy for you to find the right insurance from the right company at the right price. As an independent agent, we represent more than one company, including Foundation Reserve, New Mexico Mutual Casualty Company, Safeco, Unitrin, and the Hartford. With state-of-the-art equipment and technology, we quickly, accurately, and professionally provide the service you, your family, and your business deserves. At the Desert Mountain Agency, we make it easy for you to find the right insurance from the right company at the right price. Call 299-7444 today.
CPI is closing out thousands of beautiful original oil paintings on canvas direct to the public. Giant sofa-sized paintings sold elsewhere for hundreds of dollars as low as $19. Smaller paintings from $7. Select from floral, western, ethnic, abstract scenery, and much, much more. You've never seen an art show like this before. Professional artist quality at rock-bottom prices and absolutely no painting over $49. At the Holiday Inn 2020 Manal, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., Saturday, January 23rd only. You don't want to miss this fantastic art extravaganza at the Holiday Inn in the southeast corner of Manal and University.
This week we're blowing up high prices!
Well, there's that. Or, for a nice car at a nice price, see the nice guys. Melloy Nissan in Albuquerque. Right now, get a nice price on a rugged new Pathfinder. Just $269 a month. Fun to drive 99 Maximas are nice priced at only $239 a month. And sporty Altimas with all this stuff are priced at $189 a month. At Melloy Nissan, the selection's nice, the price is nice, and the smiles are always free. Melloy Nissan, Lomas near Louisiana. We're the nice guys.
New Mexico, it's on now. Quick Start Challenge 99 at Dodge Chalmers Ford. 300 vehicles, 300 lucky people. Ranger Super Cab 4x4s, choose from 18, all $99 a month. You heard right, $99 for a loaded Ranger Super Cab 4x4. Win Stars, $189 a month. Escorts over 60 available, all with $1,500 rebate. Make no down payment. Even full-size Super Cabs discounts as much as $6,000. Quick Start Challenge 99 at Dodge Chalmers Ford. Don't wait long or it'll be gone.
Hey everybody, time for sports trivia. What was the Super Bowl originally called? Stay tuned, we're coming back with the answer after sports.
Rob Tickton, CNN Headline Sports.
NBA wheeling and dealing continued on Friday. We begin in Denver, where Antonio McDyess signed on with the Nuggets. The team inked the prize free agent to a reported 6-year deal worth $67.5 million. Scottie Pippen was introduced as a Houston Rocket Friday. He'll earn $67.2 million over the next 5 years. The Sacramento Kings front court is new and improved. The team signed center Vlade Divac to a 6-year, $62.5 million contract. He joins Chris Webber and Corliss Williamson up front. Latrell Sprewell was reinstated by the NBA. The new New York Knicks attacked former coach P.J. Carlesimo 14 months ago. The Chicago Bears learned a valuable lesson on Friday: never assume anything. The team announced the hiring of Cardinals defensive coordinator Dave McInnes as its new head coach, but the deal was not yet done. Talks broke down and the Bears were left standing at the altar. The Kansas City Chiefs didn't have to look far for a new man in command. The team promoted defensive coordinator Gunther Cunningham to the head coaching ranks. Time to tee it up. We go to the Bob Hope Classic, where Fred Funk has a one-stroke lead. He fired a 6-under par 66 in Friday action. John Daly trails by just 2 strokes. Pete Sampras is one of the many amateurs competing in the event. When you're the top tennis player in the world, who needs the Australian Open? These guys do. A look at some of the key third-round matches from Down Under. Agassiz, the leading remaining men's seed. On the women's side, Martina Hingis and Mary Pierce breezed in straight sets, and Anna Kournikova overcame her serving woes to advance to the 4th round. Rob Tickton, CNN Headline Sports.
Super Bowl was originally called the AFL-NFL World Championship Game.
Headline News, 24-hour non-stop headlines.
And good morning, everyone. This is meteorologist Joe Diaz with the weather forecast for Saturday. After being kind of blustery the past couple of days, we're in for an improving weather trend. Sunny and warmer, and that's what will hold all the way through the weekend. Here's the forecast for the Four Corners region. Lots of sunshine here. Daytime highs warming into the 30s and the 40s. 50 over in Gallup, 52 in Grants. The southwestern portion of New Mexico will continue to be warm with sunshine. Lordsburg, 64 degrees, 63 in Las Cruces. South and east, highs in the 60s from Fort Sumner, Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad. 62 in Alamogordo. The south central mountains will have sunshine this weekend. North and east, 49 in Raton with 40 over in the Alamosa area. Up and down the north central mountains, highs in the 40s and 50s. 48 in Santa Fe with sunshine. Maybe a few high clouds starting to work in late toward the weekend. Up and down the Central Valley, highs will be in the 50s, and even in the Albuquerque area, lots of sunshine with a high of 54 degrees.
Author Salman Rushdie is stepping into a new arena. He's collaborating on a song with the Irish band U2 to appear on their next album. The lyrics come from the opening lines of Rushdie's new novel, The Ground Beneath Her Feet. Rushdie sent a copy of the book to friend and U2 lead singer Bono, who composed the melody. In 1989, Iran's Ayatollah Khomeini proclaimed Rushdie's novel Satanic Verses blasphemous and issued a death sentence for the author. One of the hottest trends in music in the United States these days is Southern rock, but this beat comes from south of the border. Dennis Michael has the story.
They still talk about the British invasion, but now American rock and roll is facing a major beachhead from the south. This is not your basic ranchero style of Latin pop. This is Maná. The band from Guadalajara is the spearhead of the rock en español movement that's starting to give rock a new accent and a hotter flavor.
What we're doing is basically doing a lot of fusions with different types of Latin music and different types of music from the Caribbean, you know, like reggae, salsa, and other types of music, world beat music, but we're incorporating that into our rock. So basically that's what Maná is. It's a rock and roll band.
When Maná first toured the U.S. in the mid-90s, they did shows in New York, L.A., and Miami, where there are large Hispanic populations. Its 1998 tour was a different story. Maná sold more tickets in Chicago than Janet Jackson and played before nearly 250,000 people nationwide.
Right now, there's about an average of 25 million Latins living in the United States, and we're very, very popular in Latin America. So now, all of this stuff is starting to come to the States, and people are starting to become more aware of what's going on with rock en español.
Rock en español is driven by the same energies that power rock en inglés.
In the lyrics, there's a lot of stuff that we talk about, social issues, the environment, human rights, and about relationships also. But the interesting thing is people are starting to go to our shows because they like what we're singing, they like what we're playing, and I think that's great. You know, it's like in the United States, a lot of bands go to Latin America, and a lot of people don't know what the bands are singing about in Latin America, but they like the music and they go to the shows. Now we're turning it the other way around.
So if rock fans are wondering where the newest energy will come from in music, maybe they should look south.
If Maná could be the band, the rock band in Spanish, opening up the pathway so other bands could come to the States and play, fine.
Dennis Michael, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
Inquiring minds in the Senate have a lot of questions for House managers and presidential attorneys. Complete details on President Clinton's impeachment trial in 2 minutes. I'm Jim Morelli, and you're watching CNN Headline News.
Headline News, 24-hour non-stop headlines.
To serve and protect feet.
We're Just for Feet. Get your VCR, watch Just for Feet, third quarter Super Bowl.
And win a Hummer.
All you have to do is find the number of times Just for Feet, or JFF, is shown on the screen during our Super Bowl commercial. Then call 1-888-671-FEET or log on to www.feet.com to enter. The 1300th correct answer wins a Hummer or one of over 100,000 consolation prizes. So set your VCR for the third quarter of the Super Bowl and you could win a Hummer from Just for Feet.
At Budget Duplication, we can make one or hundreds of VHS copies from your original tape, regardless of the format, including foreign conversions. With over 60 dubbing machines, we pride ourselves on quality, speedy service, and low prices. Choose from a wide selection of black, white, or color sleeves, as well as plastic cases in clear, white, or black. Call us for a price quote on your next videotape dubbing job. Budget Video and Audio Duplication.
This is Headline News, a Time Warner company.
Oh no, foot pain got you down again? Introducing TheraSoles Plus, the revolutionary shoe insoles that combine magnetic pressure point therapy with the arthritic healing power of copper. The secret of TheraSoles Plus are these specially designed magnetic discs, pressure points, and copper elements. When you stand or walk, the pressure points stimulate the nerve endings in your feet that correlate to all parts of your body. At the same time, the magnetic discs help support good blood circulation, while the copper elements help relieve pain caused by tendonitis and arthritis.
Magnetic pressure point therapy has been used in the Far East for several centuries. Now you can experience the same amazing benefits with TheraSoles.
TheraSoles Plus are only $19.95. But wait, call within the next 10 minutes. We'll double your order absolutely free. That's right, you get 2 pairs of TheraSoles Plus for just $19.95. Call now.
To order your TheraSoles Plus and receive a second pair free, call 1-800-789-6400 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping to this address. Specify men's or women's insoles.